Anyway, UFC 300. So I've heard a lot of people saying there is no fight that anybody could predict that would warrant the hype that Dana White has built for this main event. He said it's going to blow our minds, it's going to drop our jaws. Everyone's usually pretty good at speculating what the fight's going to be, what the main event's going to be, and narrowing it down to one or two, maybe three fights. But for this one, everybody's kind of clueless. And then Michael Chandler goes out there a couple days ago, releases a tweet, posts a picture of the UFC 300 card. And the main event, as you could see on here, it says TBD. Maybe you could see it, maybe you can't. And Chandler says TBD, ... You know, kind of hinting at the fact that he might know a little more than everybody else. And then the notorious Conor McGregor responds with a tweet in his fashion about a couple hours later, says McGregor on 300 seals the deal, which it absolutely would. And as these tweets all often do, they got the whole MMA community buzzing and wondering what they could be cooking up. What's your opinion on this, Dimes? Are they speaking any truth? Or are they just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks?
You know my take on Conor's fight announcement, on Conor's fight speculation. I never believe it. I'm done believing it until it happens. But like we've been saying, there's limited fights you can make that's going to blow our mind. Now, do I believe that the fight that's going to happen, if it's not Conor and Chandler, do I believe it's like a fight we're not even thinking about? Of course, 100%. But how many guys would do that for us? That's I'm not talking about matchups. I'm not talking about who fights. I'm talking about people in general. How many people in general, no matter the combination? They said it's going to surprise us. I don't care if it's Sean O'Malley versus John Jones. Like, there's not enough people that can do this for us. Yeah, we can get an unexpected fight. We can put Peter Yan versus Hamzat Shemaev. Like, yes, we can. You can blow our minds with that, or some crazy shit like that. But like, when you talk about people that can headline 300, there's not many out there left that are available. So this is where I kind of leaning towards Conor and Chandler being on 300. I mean, he said it's going to jaw drop. Izzy and Dricus would be jaw dropping, but kind of everyone's talking about that, so I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not necessarily thinking like he's going to go some off the wall shit like, oh, just because everyone's talking about it, I'm not going to make it. I don't think it's that, but I don't know. And I just think that you look at this, I think unless it's Conor McGregor, it has to be a title fight. O'Malley's on 99. It's not going to be Volk. Volk's already booked. It's not going to be Islam. It's not going to be Leon. It's not going to be, it could be Dricus or Izzy. It's not going to be Pereira. So, like, what else could it be? I don't see what else it can be, because there's not many guys that can headline 300 that are left. The only guys that can headline 300 that are available is Conor McGregor and Israel Adesanya.
Yeah, that's what it's really come down to, just by process of elimination. It's a weird spot that we're in, and we were talking about it probably 5 months ago when all these banger cards were getting booked. All of the champs were getting booked up in months before UFC 300. We were saying, what's going to happen on UFC 300? So, yeah, like you said, dude, it's either going to be some shit totally out of left field, or it's going to be Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. And I know you're not into the whole movie scene and entertainment culture, but did you catch the Roadhouse trailer with Conor McGregor in it?
I liked it.
Bro, I'm thinking of driving up to Bakersfield for that movie, pre-gaming it, going to SMG, having them service some food, getting some booze and shit. That would be a fun time. It'd almost be like a McGregor pay-per-view, but for $10 instead of 80.
Yeah, I just think when you look at it, like, again, he can say it's going to be jaw-dropping and out of this world, which I 100% believe it is. But how many people can do it. Like Hamza and Usman out of nowhere was the jaw dropping. Islam and Volk out of nowhere was jaw dropping. That's fine. Those were great fights. How many of those guys are available?
None. Maybe Hamzat, but yeah. It's a
I just
weird.
don't see Hamza headlining 300 either.
Yeah, especially with Ramadan. A lot of those guys aren't fighting at this time of year anyway, which is weird. But it is the way it is.
Is there anybody that's retired
I
that could
heard
headline
Chael,
300?
I heard Chael talking about it. He was saying maybe like not. I mean, Khabib would make the most sense, but knowing what we know, he's not coming back. GSP's agreed to grappling matches, which makes you think he's already taken that step. There's no way he's going all the way to MMA. I don't really know anybody else that would be that exciting. Imagine if it was Francis versus Tom Aspinall or just some crazy. That would do it for me.
Yeah.
But I
For
mean, I
this,
know there's no way that Francis would come back, but a Francis versus Tom Aspinall or just some out of left field behind the scenes crazy shit like that.
yeah,
That would get the job done.
I don't know. I was thinking like maybe a Connor and Nate Diaz.
You saw Nate's tweet posting something about it, but I just don't know if the UFC wants to give a guy the UFC 300 headline when he's only going to do that and then not really fight after that. They probably want it to be a guy that they can build off of.
No, I don't think you do it off a guy you can build off. I think you just do it off a one-time thing. Because if you do it for, because you're fine with Connor being the headliner, right? You never know when Connor's
Yeah,
gonna fight again.
that's true. But if Conor wins, he's catapulted into the title shot immediately.
Yeah, but he's not gonna fight for. He'll never be active. He'll fight again in a year, a year and a half, 2 years. He's
I
not.
think
He's not gonna win and fight again in 6 months. He's just not.
if you put Islam Makhachev across from Conor McGregor, I think that fires him up, and I think he gets right back in the mix.
I just think it has to be Connor and Chandler, but other than that, I think it has to be a title fight. And then you look at the options. What are there for a title fight?
Bro, let's say it is Conor Chandler, and Conor beats Chandler. Does he skip the winner of Gaethje Holloway, the winner of Saryuki and Oliveira? He just skips his way right to the front and fights Islam in the fall for the title in Abu Dhabi.
Connor's always one win away from the title fight.
Dude, there's no way they do that fight in Abu Dhabi. I mean, it would kind of make sense because Conor likes it. It's Islam's home turf. But when it's that big, it has to be in our country. It has to be in the States, preferably Las Vegas, Nevada.
We're doing that one at Allegiant Stadium.
That would be nuts. I just don't. I'm not totally with the stadium thing yet because it was tough for us to see when we were at the top of T-Mobile. And in Allegiant, it's going to be triple that. I know the screens are also triple the size, but I don't know. Those stadiums are meant for watching games that are on a 100-yard football field or a big soccer field or maybe a basketball game.
They do boxing at they did boxing at like AT&T Stadium though.
Yeah, and they've done like Pride in Asia. They've done fights in huge stadiums, and the UFC's done it occasionally before. I think they did it in Canada maybe back in the day.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it would be sweet for the aesthetics. We'd be watching on TV, so I guess it wouldn't really matter for us anyway.
Yeah. I just think that, again, we're running out of options. And again, I think this is like 100% like there's something we're not thinking of that it's going to be out of left field. I get it. But like something that would be out of left field, still has to
make some sense.
It still has to be with someone who's a draw and someone who's box office and someone who's headline 300 material. And I don't think there's very many of those out there.
We've thought of everybody, it feels like. I don't know how they could get us. In the whole MMA community, I've been watching videos, been watching our competition. I haven't seen too many different takes out there on what it could be. Besides what, like, everyone has the same grounds covered, and everyone kind of agrees that Dana makes it seem like we're all wrong.
I'm just dead set on it's got to be either Connor and Chandler or Izzy and Dricus.
Yeah, Izzy and Dricus will not have the same hype Connor as Chandler would. Do you think if they do Izzy Dricus, they throw Leon Bilal on there as a co-main?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess you could do that either way because Connor and Chandler aren't going to take title pay-per-view points. But I
It's
guess
weird
Connor
when they
is.
see it wouldn't be so complicated if they didn't throw the women's title fight on there.
Yeah, because that takes pay-per-view points off the table.
Well, and it just history shows us, and again, 300 could be vastly different, but like history shows us that there has to be another title fight on there to headline it. You're not gonna do historically, you're not gonna do like a Connor and Chandler and then a women's title fight underneath it. Historically,
Yeah, but if it's Connor Chandler, I think that trumps everything.
yeah, I don't know.
I think right now on the official page, they have Holloway Gaethje listed above the girl title fight. They're listing it as the BMF
Yeah,
belt,
I
and they're
saw
putting
that.
it above. I don't mind it one bit. Better be a 5-rounder though. I need my guy Max having 5 rounds out there to do his thing.
Yeah.